once again to All Takes Ballot, episode 9. I go by Trill Trayy. As always, we have SP21, our Spence.
You already
And
know what it
then
is.
that guy not wearing a Steelers jersey this week is
I
Vick.
feel great. I feel great, people. I'm ready to dominate.
So Vic, go ahead and give them the rundown of this show.
All right. So to begin with, our first topic today will be the recap of the Thursday night football game, Packers versus the 49ers, followed by the NBA. It's starting up with the 72 game season. After that, we have the best receiver debate, followed by the latest injury news, and as well as the COVID that we unfortunately have to continue to talk about. But this is what it is. It's 2020. And we will end things off with the week 9 Pickems, which, spoiler alert, I'm the man today. So watch out.
I don't know about that, sir. I don't know about that. Oh God, he got his own nickname for it. Jesus.
Hey, me and Trey finna just start to pull out.
Take off.
You better catch up, Spence.
If I remember, hey Trey, if I remember correctly, Vic, you just got your win.
It don't matter.
Yeah.
A tie win.
Exactly.
Well, I mean, it could have been a tie win, but Trey was the one that agreed, let's do a tiebreaker. So, we did a tiebreaker. I would have been just fine with a tie, but that's what's Trey conditions. So,
okay, even if you were okay with a tie, you still wouldn't got a win.
I mean,
let's get started. We can debate.
Move on.
The only thing that matters is I won twice compared to y'all won. So
hey,
okay.
See,
and guess what? It's a new week.
See, the thing is, what Spence is eventually going to say is stop the score.
We can't stop the score if the game just started, man. You can't stop the score if the game just started. Anyways, moving on.
All right,
so the Packers, for those that watched that Thursday night football game, wasn't as entertaining as I thought it would be, but 34-17, Packers win. What's your take on that, Spence?
Well, this should have been the Vikings game. This should have happened on the Vikings game, but sadly, that one did not go as planned. So, with a heavily depleted 49ers team, I guess I would suspect this, but I don't know. I guess I won't count Kyle Shanahan's offensive mind and everything, because even though they were heavily depleted once again, they're able to have signs of flashes on the offense of how he continued to utilize the weapons that he had. But once again, like I told y'all, if Green Bay fails me one more time, I will never pick him again. So they won. So I can continue to use him again until they disappoint me again. So once again, happy with the results, happy with the win, and cool.
So I'm going to be honest. I did not watch this game, and from the scoreboard, it actually went how I expected it to go, with the 49ers with little to nothing on their team.
Right.
I guess that's what it took for the Packers to finally beat them, because we've seen how those 2 meetings went last season when they were at full strength. The score was about the same, but the opposite. And so I guess Aaron Rodgers and them can beat them if they don't have all their starters.
Which is sad though.
Yeah, it is sad, but hey, you can only play who lines up, right? That's all you can do. Injuries, it happens. It's part of football. I mean, not to this extent, but hey, I mean, next man up, as they always say. I mean, at least they scored 17 to try to, I guess, make it. Probably, like I said, I didn't watch games, so I'm assuming it was more so garbage time points. But
it was. I would say around second, third, I believe. Because I watched some of the game, and I think it was second, third. So,
but yeah, I don't think anybody is surprised with the result, especially what the 49ers had to work with. So, I mean, not much more to really say about that for me. But Vic.
Well, Um, I mean, for my opinion, I I was a little nervous about the choice because as we all know, the last few pick'ems for Thursday night football games haven't gone exactly the way we thought. Especially last week, I'm pretty sure that was the Panthers versus the Falcons, which
Yep.
Oh yeah, we're all 0
we
3 in
were all
Thursday
wrong.
night.
But
We all 0 3 in Thursday night. That's
we're
crazy.
0-3. Yeah,
Well, we
but
finally got our win on Thursday night.
Yeah, finally got a win, gentlemen. Good job.
yeah, yeah. I was actually thinking to myself all that day, on Thursday, just as to maybe the 49ers might upset. They might go run heavy and they might just gash the Packers, kind of like the Vikings did the previous week.
Mhm.
So I was, I was definitely shocked. I mean, that man Devontae Adams, he definitely, you know, he went ham. And
Yeah.
then Marquez Valdez Scantling, he definitely stepped up. I wasn't expecting him to have those 3 touchdowns that he had. So he definitely came in clutch, but I don't think that's going to last very long, especially with Alan Lazard coming back most likely next week, which he did travel with the team. But other than that, I mean, I was surprised Richie James, the receiver for the 49ers, how good of a game he was having.
Yeah.
Um, the score wasn't as close as the 34-17 shows. They scored a late garbage touchdown in garbage time, which was to Richie James. And
Mm.
yeah, other than that, I mean, I honestly stopped watching the game. I was on and off with the game. I didn't stop watching it. I was just on and off.
Yeah.
Right.
So, I mean, yeah, that's my whole thoughts on that. Um, Other than that, anybody else got anything that they want to add to that?
No
I'm
final
good.
words from me for that game. No. I'll
Okay.
take
Oh,
the win.
I do want to say one thing. I was surprised that Adam Jones was available to play, just because of the whole COVID issue that they had with Jamal Williams and AJ Dillon.
Yeah.
But other than that, he looked healthy. I'm sure they really needed him, which he didn't have a great game, but he was efficient, and they really didn't need him, as we all seen. Other than that, on to the next topic. We have the NBA. The NBA. Starting up with the 72 game season. Your thoughts, Trey?
Well, I am glad to know because I was kind of wondering, like, once football season ends, what topics we're going to be able to string together, to keep doing this show. But I mean, December 22nd is the start point that they're looking at. So just about as we're in the leading in the playoff season for the NFL, NBA will be rolling back in. And for me, I'm usually a person with NBA who I don't usually start getting real interested into it until, like the All-Star break and everything like that. So having, what is it, 10 less games? I think a regular season
Mm-hmm.
was 82. So 10 less
Mm-hmm.
games. I mean, it's still a lot of games, but I don't know if that's going to make a big difference. I know some people are complaining that it was a shortened season, but for me, I mean, I guess you have those teams that late in the season they try to make that push to make the playoffs. So maybe having them 10 less games will affect that for certain teams, but overall, I don't think it's going to be that much different with 10 less games. And you got to think about in the NBA, you see this a lot where they call it load management, where a lot of the stars they don't play a lot of those meaningless games anyway. So, I mean, I'm excited that it's coming back. It's a short turnaround time because the season just ended. So they got to crunch in to have the draft, free agency, and then turn right back around and start the season. But hey, more sports. I'm always down for sports. So no complaints here.
All right,
Spence?
Spence.
Well, the hardwood is coming back, so That is good because I, unlike you, Trey, I'm very advocate on basketball, so I'll probably watch most of the games if I can catch them. Mostly. Now this is quicker than I originally planned it to. I was thinking they were going to start at least around like January, like 11th or MLK Day, like they were trying to. Gives players more time. Still do drives, still have like a month of free agency so everybody can move pieces around. But that's not the case. They are coming back now, and that's it's interesting because a drive is going to be a day, and then free agency is going to be like a week, and then like, bam, we're already having a game, and Christmas game is probably that Friday,
Right.
and then most players say they're not gonna be there for the beginning of it. So like, I don't know. It's interesting, but I'm glad it's back once again. I'm glad we can got basketball because we need another run. I mean, there's a lot of trade rumors happening, so I'm very interested to see how this season goes.
Don't do it, Pat Riley.
There's a lot of trade rumors going around, a lot, and I am interested of what these players are talking about, especially one Philly. That one's really piqued my interest.
Yeah.
Well, pretty much on the same boat. I was not sure of when exactly they would start the season. I definitely believed it was going to probably be, late December, early January for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I was definitely surprised in terms of like how many games they were able to, um, with it being 72 games. I wasn't sure how many games they were going to do. I thought it was probably going to be maybe 10 less than that, but 72 is definitely a good number, and they obviously showed that they did a good job last season. Now, I didn't get the whole details, and maybe one of y'all can kind of inform me on that. But is it going to be like the same thing with they're going to have a bubble or?
No. This is actually
Yep, they're back
we're
together.
going to Vancouver. I'm not Vancouver. We're going to Toronto. You're going to LA. If we gotta play the Clippers, we're going to LA.
Okay.
Well, yeah, that is the one thing though. They're saying that the Toronto, because the whole traveling thing, they're looking for a possibility of them not playing in Toronto. They're looking at Seattle because they used to have the Supersonics out there. Like they're looking at
Right.
possible places for that to be their home court for this
Right.
season. Because I don't know how the whole travel thing works between United States and Canada, but
Right.
especially with the whole COVID thing right now. So that
What?
is something I've been hearing. But
What? Seattle
outside of that,
Supersonics?
yeah, I mean, Toronto, Seattle Raptors. I guess I don't know what it would necessarily.
I just, if they're gonna use Seattle's old stadium, at least have the Supersonic logo, man. At least keep that.
I did see something funny, or well, I'm pretty sure it wasn't funny to him. Like he was being serious. When they were debating or talking about possibilities of where they would play, Patrick Mahomes said that they should play in Kansas City.
Good job.
Well,
Yeah,
I guess.
outside of that though, yeah, everybody's gonna be at their home courts, and it's gonna be normal. I mean, the NFL, while you have had some people get it, they haven't had a big outbreak where we haven't had really any cancellations of games. We had some rescheduling and shuffling around, but they've done an okay job based on what they had to work with all the travel in the different states and cities and everything. So I commend them for that. It's easier. It was easier for the NBA, obviously, to having everything chained into a bubble. So I mean, it's a lot easier to do it that way. So the fact that the NFL hasn't had like I said, any huge outbreaks, I think that's probably why the NBA is not doing a bubble this time, or at least the plan is not to do it to start out. You never know; things could always change, and they might end up having two as a backup go back to a bubble. But I'm excited though.
Yeah,
me too.
Definitely looking forward to seeing all the teams
repeat
back in it, and What was that?
Y'all gonna repeat? Right now. Hot seat right now.
I'm not gonna say. I'm gonna say no.
Ooh.
I'm gonna say no.
Okay.
I'm gonna say no.
Okay.
I'll say no.
Okay.
It's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting. I mean, it's still. I mean, oof. Yeah. It's still early. I mean, can't put me on the hot seat just yet because I still got to see what free agent acquisitions they do, what trades they make before I can.
Okay. Well, we'll get your take. Once free agency is over and you see how the roster is gonna look.
Yeah.
On paper at least, because you never know.
On paper.
Yeah, because I mean, there's already rumors and stuff like that that's going on, and I'm not sure how the team's gonna look, but I'm sure they're gonna put something together. But
I mean, you got LeBron and AD. That's all you need, right?
they still need other pieces. They still need other pieces to make that flow. Because if Rondo per se,
Yeah, I've been hearing that.
That's going to be a big deal.
He was actually a big part of y'all winning, honestly.
Yep, and
I mean, a lot. Playoff Rondo showed up,
and his shooting, 3-point shooting, like Rondo isn't known for that, and he was doing better than a lot of people probably expected. To be honest, I didn't expect him to make some of the shots that he made, and it just you could just tell like how confident he was whenever he was just get ready to take the shot. Like he shot it with authority instead of like seeing some players where they shoot it and they don't look confident, like they don't have swag to it. It's just, but with that being said, I guess we can go ahead and go on the next topic, which best wide receiver in the NFL through 8 games so far this season. There's been a lot of chatter about who's the best receiver. So go ahead and start off with Trey. What's your take on that?
Yeah. So 2 individuals who very deservingly so and rightfully so. Julio Jones came out last week or this week and said that he still is the best wide receiver. And Davante Adams also has come out and said that he was the best wide receiver. So now, while I get this sheet, it's going down. All right. So look, it's some interesting stat. Davante Adams is having a season.
He is.
So, and this is fact. He's the first player with at least 600 yards and 8 touchdowns in 6 games since Randy Moss in 2007. Great pace. Currently 53 catches, 675 yards with 8 touchdowns. I mean, you can't argue those numbers.
Right.
Julio, 38 catches, 584 yards, only 2 TDs. Granted, he's been a little hobbled. It took him a while to get started, but you got to factor in Davante Adams did miss some games early where he was quote unquote still hurt or he wasn't hurt.
But they both missed 2 games.
Yeah,
they both missed 2 games.
Yeah. So I mean, the touchdown thing, that's never like if you look at Julio's career though, he's always been like it's always been his yards because he'll have like 1 million yards,
but only like 6. Yeah,
which makes it's crazy.
But no, it makes sense.
But when you look, what's that?
So basically, Julio gets a lot of empty calories.
I guess because Calvin Ridley has 6 touchdowns right now in the season.
Yeah.
But listen to this. Listen to the numbers I gave you. Well, actually, before I do that, I'm going to throw in the leader right now, the league leader right now, which is DeAndre Hopkins. He has 57 catches, 704 yards, and 3 touchdowns as well. So if we're looking at just strictly touchdowns, clearly Davante Adams is in the class of his own right now.
Right.
Except for the person who I think right now is the best wide receiver.
And
it kind of makes sense because the person who I think is the MVP is throwing him the ball. That would be DK
Metcalf. Yeah.
So on only 36 receptions, he has 680 yards. So he's in the ballpark with all them boys and 7 touchdowns.
What makes him tied for?
Well, he's 1 touchdown under Davante Adams, but look how many less catches. 53 catches compared to 36 catches. The yardage, he got some more yards in him too, and only 1 less touchdown. That's my guy. That's right now who I would say through these 8 weeks. To me, it would be DJ Metcalf right now, or DK Metcalf right now.
All right, that's a surprise. Spence?
I have to agree. It's DK Metcalf. I mean, he's averaging 18.9 yards per catch. So it's more than Adams with 12.7. Is more than Julio with 15.4. So I have to agree. It's DK. To me, DK Metcalf is having an exciting year, especially only with 36 catches. If he only have 680, that's two more than Julio. And yeah, it's two less than Julio, and then like a couple, way more than Adams had. So
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, it's DK from me.
All
And
right.
also,
So,
before I let you go, Vic, that the other thing is you got to think Devontae Adams doesn't have anybody he's really splitting catches which are targets with.
Right.
There's still a guy over there in Seattle named Tyler Lockett who's a pretty good receiver in his own right. So that's probably why he only has a 36 receptions, but the yardage and the touchdowns, I mean, he's in the ballpark with these guys who are pretty much the main target, as you would say, or the true number one. He's not the number one receiver on the Seahawks. But go ahead, Vic.
well, I said earlier, felt like Skip just then. You know how Skip always is just like, every time he's about to say something.
How about my Cowboys?
So
Saying that this week.
Oof. So I was saying to myself earlier, and I did make a post. We have me and Trey and Spence. We're all a part of this group chat. Well, a group page where we talk sports and stuff like that. And at first glance, I looked at it and I was just like, "Yep, I agree." Devontae Adams. I've always been a big fan of Devontae Adams, even before he came up and he was sharing. He was trying to get targets with Jordan Nelson at that time. But I looked at his stats and I was really just looking at him and Julio. And then I thought about it because, hey, I also do have DK Metcalf, also known as DJ Metcalf, because every time he gets the ball, he's pretty much going to be throwing them hands up. We're going to be dancing. So, yeah, I just thought about it and I was like, man, like the stats that you obviously already stated, Trey, I was like, yeah, you could definitely make a big case for DK Metcalf as being the best receiver in the NFL. But I would be that lone wolf. Devontae Adams, as you stated, he's doing it with less. I mean, you pretty much already put my pitch out there. So, I've already threw out the numbers. The 8 touchdowns. Now, in terms of like the yards per catch, obviously Julio has better stats. And you can go back and forth with the metrics. I know with Devontae Adams, he has a metric of for his agility score, it's 11.1 compared to Julio's is 10.40. So you can see, where in terms of like, he's able to get that separation in coverage. But yeah, so I'm just gonna go with Devontae Adams to be that oddball in the group. Can't always agree, but DK, he's not far off. You definitely really could make an argument though, especially with him having 36 catches.
Right.
So you can't really argue that so much. But yeah, that's my take on that. Also, I don't know if you stated this, but I know you mentioned about Devontae Adams being the first player with in NFL history with 3 games of at least 10 catches and 150 yards. But he's also the second player to do that with a touchdown in each of the 3 contests. Calvin Johnson was the only other person to ever do that. So
Mr. Make
So
Show
I mean,
himself.
he's being mentioned in stats with both Calvin Johnson and Randy Moss this season. So I mean, he's having a great season. I can't take anything away from him.
yeah.
But like I said, I just right now for B, it's Metcalf. I mean, we'll see as the season goes on. Another person I want to shout out though, which he's not the best receiver in the league, but like he's surprisingly in the league leaders, which is Robbie Anderson. That boy's having
From Carolina.
he's having a year.
Yeah,
He's
from
actually having
Carolina.
a year. Last time I checked, he was third in receiving with 688. So
Yeah.
I mean, he doesn't have the touchdowns and all that, but I mean, I didn't think much of him when he was with the Jets, but it's
Yeah.
Jets. So, you know, when people leave and get into better opportunities, you see that they can make the most of it. So, shout out to Robbie Anderson too. But
Yeah.
for me, it's Metcalf.
Yeah. I definitely didn't he's like you said, he's been sneaky, quiet. Like it's
Right.
just like if you look at the stat, if you was to name the top 5 without having to look at the stats, I guarantee none of us would mention
No.
Robbie Anderson.
Yeah. No.
And the fact that he has he has Teddy Bridgewater as his quarterback, which, some people question about his ability to get the ball down the field. But, as anybody that's seen the Panthers games, he hasn't exactly thrown the ball down the field, but he's definitely gotten, whether it's short to intermediate routes, he's been able to get the ball to hit Anderson's hands in stride and let him do the rest of the work, which, I didn't think he would be the leading receiver, which I'm pretty sure he's a leading receiver for the Panthers.
Oh, he is. I
So-
mean,
He is.
Curtis Samuel leads in touchdowns, obviously, like I said. Robbie Anderson's not scoring the TDs, but
Yeah.
as far as yardage, he's like I said, he was third in the league right now. So
That's another
up
thing.
there.
I mean, I'm pretty sure everybody would have thought DJ Moore would have been the receiver that would have been leading the Carolina Panthers. But
Hey, that's a good problem to have, actually.
it is. It really is.
That is a great problem to have. We kind of have that in Pittsburgh, not so much in Baltimore, but that's a different story.
Shots fired.
I thought we gonna get this at least 2 more weeks.
Hey, whenever I could take a shot,
Yeah.
I got it.
Hey, I mean, besides him wearing that, besides him
Beautiful.
cash apping me for our wager, besides him wearing that jersey, which I got a beautiful screenshot of through the logo on it, it's amazing.
I don't recall.
Oh, I mean, I can get it out.
we
We can get it out for everybody to see it. But besides all of that, the fact that when he came in here on Tuesday, we did the power rankings, and he had no choice but to put us above his Ravens. He had no choice. That just felt so fulfilling to me. Like that was it for me.
It took everything in me to not do it.
I mean, you said a week before that you weren't biased, so I mean, you were gonna prove to the fans that you're a liar.
So Vic, you don't remember this?
Oh, my boy.
That must be the Mahaj twin.
Yeah, highest twin.
That's my twin.
GOAT. Spence is the GOAT. Look at that.
Yeah, that looks like you.
Yeah.
That's my brother from another mother. That ain't me.
He was so happy. Look how happy he was to have that. Like, he was happy.
That wasn't happiness. That wasn't happiness.
Best day of your life.
That wasn't
Anyways.
happiness. All right. So on to the next topic off the latest injury report and COVID updates. Just a reminder to everybody, like, comment, subscribe to the video. Let's help this channel continue to grow. So Spence, you have any updates on any teams COVID related or injuries?
Well, injuries, not really. I didn't hear any injury reports. COVID, teams. Well, I really think Trey, you should handle that one. Don't you think?
I mean, it's not a huge deal. I don't believe. Yeah, but one of the Steelers staff members did contract COVID, and as of today, obviously there's been no other positive tests from what they've seen so far. But they were doing, tracing to see who that staff member was in contact with, and make sure that any of those people don't, have COVID as well. But as a couple hours ago, from maybe like 2 hours ago, everything's all good so far. Nobody from what I've seen has contracted it. No players, coaches, and Dallas's ass whooping is still scheduled for tomorrow at 4:25 p.m. Eastern. Injuries, big one for me, fantasy wise. CMC yesterday was activated. So he will be back for the Panthers versus Chiefs, and which they can definitely utilize that. The only other thing with injury from what I've seen, which is kind of causing I've seen a lot of comments about this. Davion Clowney is dealing with, I guess, a lingering or nagging injury he's had, and he might opt for surgery from what I'm seeing. And there's been a lot of people, from what I was seeing in the comments, are saying Seattle dodged a bullet on that, and that, the Titans paid him all this money to have 0 sacks through 7 games. But yeah, it's just been a lot of, I don't know how I feel. Like if you're injured, do you continue to just play hurt if you can play through it, but you're not being productive, or do you opt for surgery during the middle of the season? I don't know what is the right answer to that, but there's been a lot of people who, are kind of upset with that. Mainly Titan fans, I guess.
But as Titan fans, I understand. I see it. For them, this probably looked like a way out of you're not having the year that we wanted you to have. We're paying all this money and you give us nothing. So in their eyes, I guess I see definitely that. But also in another aspect, maybe he needs this. Maybe he couldn't get those sacks that they wanted because of this. Maybe this was stopping him from doing what y'all paid him to do. So maybe he needs it, and then get it all healed up, and then next season, here we are. Maybe I can give you what y'all want. So for me, I would say it's better to just get it out the way, rest up, get it trained up and everything. So when you come back stronger, you can able to have the numbers that people are just like nagging about. So
I honestly don't know what his like career high is though, because even with the Texans though, he's a good player, but he has yet to live up to his draft stock to me, but that's just me.
You also understand, like with him, I mean, remember on the other side was JJ, and JJ's been leading in sacks.
But for me, that should make your job easier because guess what? You're gonna double JJ, so that should leave you with one-on-ones. But that's neither here nor there. That's a whole different debate. But I was just saying that in regards to injuries, that was a big one I seen that people were a lot of rumblings and debating about if he should have the surgery or not have surgery.
Well, as far as COVID news, speaking about the Pittsburgh Steelers real quick, just because Trey mentioned it not too long ago, that was the first thing he mentioned. The NFL did put out a fine on head coach Mike Tomlin for continuously not having a face mask on the sidelines. So that's one thing that I got. Also, the Las Vegas Raiders.
Las Vegas.
Left tackle Trent Brown, he will not be playing this weekend. So that's another blow for the Raiders. Also, the Raiders have officially lost their 6th round pick as a part of they're fine, which they have already. I think it was 1.2 million in suspension fine in fines that they've occurred since the start of the season, which basically was reported that the O linemen have been, I guess, spotted without wearing their face mask, and also with Trent Brown, it was reported that he didn't have his device on to make sure that he was
Oh,
doing the social distancing, which again, he is out for this game. So they put him on the COVID reserve list. Um, Other than that, um, Michael Thomas for the New Orleans Saints, it's not said that he's expected to play, but head coach Sean Payton did say that we will see. Michael Thomas, we've had a great week of preparation, so it's going to be I guess, a game time decision. Even though I do feel like he will be out there to play, as well as Alvin Kamara. He had a full participation on Friday, and he is good to go. Other than that, Ali Marpet, left guard for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He will be out. He has a concussion, did not get cleared. Chris Godwin, wide receiver for the Bucks, they said that he should be good to go. They will be testing it out today to see how he's feeling, if he's sore from the practice on Friday. Said that he looked good, didn't have any complication, no setbacks. So there's a possibility that he could be suiting up as well, which would give the Bucks three Pro Bowlers at wide receiver. Mike Evans has been pretty much close to back to his normal self, so it's going to be a big matchup with him and I just had to bring Marcus Lattimore for the New Orleans Saints.
Yeah, he's gonna go at it.
Yeah, they're going to
No
yeah,
doubt.
definitely go at it. Which Marcus Lattimore has for the most part shut Mike Evans down, except for one game um, through the 4 years that they've been competing against each other, 3 or 4 years. Um, Other than that, also the last one, just Steelers and the Cowgirls. Zach Martin, he should be back, so that should help out with the run game. Hoping for 200 yards rushing. No, it's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. That's it's a whole different beast. But in Ezekiel, he's gonna be they're saying he's questionable. I think he's gonna be a game time decision. So just look out.
For Tony Pollard.
So Tony Pollard
May possibly get some more PT. There's been a lot of people speculating that Zeke hasn't looked the same. That they may be giving Pollard more opportunities, but that's still to be determined. They know, obviously, they paid all that money to Zeke, so they're most likely going to continue to.
you better pay him.
So other than that, that's the latest news that I have. If anybody has anything else, we can move on to the finale, the Week 9 Pickems. So with that being said, y'all have any news updates?
No, but
my bad. Oh, I don't know. I had a brain fart just then. With that being said, I'm just going to give you a rundown of the teams that are going to be playing this weekend. So to start off, we have the Ravens at 5-2 versus the Indianapolis Colts at 5-2 as well. Panthers at 3-5 versus the Chiefs at 7-1. Bears 5-3 versus the Titans at 5-2. Lions at 3-4 versus the Vikings at 2-5. Texans at 1-6 versus the Jags at 1-6, which is the game of the week for me. Nah. Giants at 1-7 versus DC at 2-5. Seattle Seahawks at 6-1 versus the Buffalo Bills at 6-2. Raiders at 4-3 versus the Chargers at 2-5. Then we have the Finns at 4-3 versus the Cards at 5-2. You got the Steelers at 7-0 versus the Cowgirls at 2-6. We have the game of the week, 5-2 Buccaneers versus the Saints, which it's in Tampa. And the finale, we have the Patriots at 2-5 versus the Jets at 0-8. So with that being said, I'll go ahead and start this one. All right. I'm
Oh,
feeling
go
pretty
ahead.
good about myself. I'm gonna go ahead
Go
and
ahead. Go ahead and lead the way. Hang on a second, though. Hang on before you do that. Hang on a second. All right, bro. Go ahead.
All right. So, the first game, Ravens versus Colts. This is going to be a big game.
Let me guess.
For my Ravens. So, I looked deep into this, and obviously we in the last the previous episode from last, which I believe that would be episode 7. We have, we threw out a bunch of numbers and stats and stuff talking about, the Ravens are this versus, these teams, and then 0-3 versus the Chiefs. But, obviously we lost to y'all. We were 22-2 now versus all teams except for the Chiefs. But I think, from the game that I saw, I was encouraged, even though, y'all have two elite pass rushers. I felt like the Ravens were still able to, slow the bleeding, and the fact that Lamar is able to be mobile and help out with the deficiencies that the offensive line, especially losing Ronnie Stanley. Think we'll still be able to do our thing. The defense, the 5 players except for Marlon Humphrey, which he will not be playing, but everybody else has been negative in their COVID testings, which is something I forgot to mention. So they should be good. That includes Patrick Queen. They do have some injury issues, but I think everybody should be good to go. So I'm going with the Ravens, as y'all probably already expected. It's going to be a big matchup, though. Darius Leonard, the middle linebacker for the Colts, he will most likely be spying on Lamar. But right now, I haven't really seen anybody except for maybe Derwin James and maybe Minka Fitzpatrick as probably the only players that I can see that have been able to shadow Lamar and TJ Watt for the Pittsburgh Steelers. So I think they're still going to be able to get it done. They're going to be able to run the ball, and defense, Phillip Rivers, he's still shown that he is turnover prone. So I would expect him to throw at least 2 interceptions. Panthers versus the Chiefs. I got the Chiefs winning this game. It's going to be a tough one. Obviously Christian McCaffrey coming back. Chris Jones, also defensive tackle for the Chiefs. He is back. He will be playing. So that's going to give the Chiefs an added dimension to their defense, which they've been playing phenomenal this year. But I think that the Chiefs will probably win by at least 10. So I'd say probably
That's right. That's right in the Panthers' alleyway. Most of their games have been like within 10 or by 10 or something like that. Anyway.
Yeah.
So Panthers don't really get blown out.
I'll say 24-10. Their only weakness is on the run game. So if the Chiefs are able to run the ball and start getting efficient running between Le'Veon Bell and Clyde Edwards Hilaire,
Yeah.
then they could potentially take off. But even in the air, I'm still, they got too much speed out there. Bears versus Titans. Titans, I don't know what's going on over there, especially defensively. I know Adoree Jackson, he has been out. So, and from the last reports I heard that he's not playing. So obviously that's why they acquired Desmond King from the Chargers. But the Bears, they find a way to win. It may not be pretty, but I expect them to hold Derrick Henry up pretty well. I still think he gets his 100, but I don't think he goes crazy. So that's just my take on that.
So you got the Bears.
I got the Bears.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, that's my kind of I guess what I'd say my upset, but I don't know if you really would call it an upset. But Lions versus the Vikings. I'm gonna go ahead and go with Dalvin Cook and the Vikings.
Okay.
Hoping Justin Jefferson goes off for me this weekend. I have him on my fantasy team, so kind of need him. I got to beat my boy Joel. I always just have bad games against him. I don't know what it is, but I need y'all to pull through for me. And Texans versus the Jags. This is going to be the second win for the Texans. That's my pick. Jags, the Jags are the Jags. Giants versus DC. I've thought long and hard about this all week, and I'm gonna go ahead and go with DC on this. Daniel Jones, just like the what was it? Yeah, Daniel Jones just always seems to find a way to lose games. Just like I wouldn't say he finds ways to lose the games, but the Chargers in itself, they always find a way to lose games too. I'm not saying Justin Herbert is the reason, but again, this is about the Giants.
I get what you mean though.
The Washington football team. So I got DC winning this. They play a solid defense, and I think that's ultimately what's going to cost the Giants a win.
All right.
So
now the other side.
Hawks versus Bills. Man, I definitely been going back and forth on this one. I know that I heard that that boy, who was his name? The free safety or the strong safety actually. He's supposed to be back. He was with the Jets.
So you talking about Jamal
Adams?
Jamal Adams. I believe he's supposed to be back, and this is going to be Carlos Dunlap's first game back. So I'm going to hold faith and believe that the Hawks will be able to maintain and pull out the win.
Okay.
Raiders versus Chargers, which I kind of already said a little bit about this, but I feel like the Chargers always find a way to lose games. And it's going to be a good one, high-scoring game. I will say it's going to be 34-31 Raiders.
All right.
Fins versus Cards. All right. This is one of my upsets. So I've been kind of upset weekend for me. All right. So
we only got
a lot of upsets these past few weeks. And maybe I'm trying to pick up on the trend. I'm hoping I'm right on this one. I want to go with the Fins, but hey, show me one more time. Show me one more time. Tua Tagovailoa. Show me one more time. Defense, y'all been playing great, but this is going to be a big test right here. You got a mobile quarterback, D-Hop, which is arguably probably one of, or not the best receiver in the NFL. And Kyler Murray is just a bad man. So if they can limit him, which they got corners, they got DBs out there to help slow that down, but that's going to be the biggest test. If they can shut down D-Hop and contain Murray, they get the win. But I got the Cards winning.
Okay.
Versus the Boys. Another upset, not this one, but eventually coming up.
I was like, all right.
See what Trey would say. He didn't react at all. He stood still.
Yeah.
But I got the Steelers winning this one.
All right.
The Saints versus the Bucks. I will be there, ladies and gents. The shit will be rocking. We will
Lord.
win this game. All right. If they can't pull this out, then that's just gonna say a lot about their Super Bowl aspirations. Just
All right.
opinion, this is gonna be the ultimate telling. That week one matchup, throw that out the window. This is the real deal right here. They've had time to get chemistry and get the flow of one another. Defense, show up. Just like y'all did against the Packers. Just like I did everybody else. All right. We need y'all to show up. Don't
Like
make
I
me
did
look
against
bad.
the Giants.
Last time I called y'all out, D White, y'all came out and balled. So let it
Go ahead
happen.
and tag him.
Let it happen again. All right. Tom Brady, you and Drew Brees, y'all going back and forth with the record. Because I believe they need one more touchdown. Well, Tom Brady needs one more touchdown to break the record for highest, or was it the most points scored?
Most touchdowns.
Yeah, most touchdowns. So,
but it's gonna flip flop all game.
Yeah, it's gonna flip flop all season long. I think Tom Brady's gonna have one more touchdown than Drew Brees this season. And then last but not least, man, hey Spence, I was thinking long and hard about this. Them Patriots, like I don't know.
I understand. But
man, I was really close to saying upset. 1-8 Jets, but I'm not going that route.
You can't.
I'm not going that route.
You can't.
I can't do it. They still got Keanu Newton, and yeah, man.
And you can't trust the Adam Gase offense.
You can't trust the Adam Gase offense. Team is just can't do it. Can't do it, coach. You cannot do it. So I'm going with the Pats to win this Monday night game.
Well, all
right. So who wants to go next?
All right. You
go ahead. No, go ahead.
Okay, Mr. Pickems.
Lord.
Back again. So, Ravens and Colts. A lot of story history here. The former Baltimore Colts, because you guys are sellouts.
Ooh.
Anyways, I'm taking the Ravens. It's not. I don't have a deep dive into it. The Colts are not to be slept on. I still, because we play them coming up too. I think that is one of our harder games left on our schedule as well. But I don't see the Ravens dropping back-to-back games. Honestly, I just don't see that.
I got breaking news. It's not the biggest thing, but just something to bring to y'all attention. Des Bryant will be activated this Sunday.
Oh yeah, he is activated. I forgot.
Just thought I'd mention that.
We'll see.
First game in 3 years.
Okay. Yeah. It's a little different for receivers though, but continue.
Yeah. I mean, like Hollywood said last week, what's the point of having soldiers if you never use them? So him being activated does what if you don't throw the ball to him?
True.
But anyways,
hey.
Panthers and Chiefs.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, CMC is back. I don't know how heavily he's going to be used as far as like running wise, but he definitely is an asset in the passing game. Nonetheless, though, taking Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. But like Vick did say, they're not just going to blow them out the water or anything by any means. But yeah, I could say a 10-point deficit maybe, but nonetheless, I got the Chiefs.
I missed it. Did you say the Ravens or the Colts?
I picked the Ravens.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure.
You just want to hear me say that, I guess.
I mean, I missed it. That's
moving on.
Yeah, Bears and Titans. I don't know what you're talking about, but I'm taking the Titans.
Okay.
Taking the Titans. I'm so off that Bears.
Don't worry. When it comes to me, I understand.
They'll try to they'll contain Henry for the most part, but like you said, he still hit 100 on them.
Yeah, I agree.
They're not the Steelers. The Broncos versus Falcons. I like that kid.
Yeah.
Locke. I like Locke.
Yeah.
Wait, hang on. Vic, who you pick for that?
Oh, I must have missed that one. Is the Broncos versus who?
The Falcons.
Oh shoot, I did miss that. Well, I'm going with the Broncos on that one. I definitely missed that.
Okay, so we are in agreement then. Yes. Like I keep saying every week, they were initially my sleeper team before the injuries, but they play a stingy style defense. They don't really give up a lot of big plays. Julio will get his because he is Julio, but in the end, the Falcons are still known to blow leads or lose games, and they found a way to win one. But I like Denver. I like Drew Lock. Lions and Vikings. Dalvin Cook had an amazing game against the Packers last week, but I am going with Detroit nonetheless.
Ooh.
Overall, the Vikings have not really looked impressive all season besides last week. And maybe that was a sign of things to come, but they got to show me. And I'm going with Detroit. They look like they look like a better team throughout the season versus the Vikings that one game. So I'm going with Detroit.
Okay.
Texans and Jag. Been a long season for my boy Deshaun Watson over there in Houston, but he gets another win this week.
Yes, sir.
Giants and Washington. You say Daniel Jones finds ways to lose games. I say ticky-tack call. That was pass interference. Should have been a first down, first and goal. That game probably changes, is a different outcome, maybe. Who knows? But nonetheless, the Giants looked good against the number one defense in the league at the time. I don't know if they still are. So I am taking the Giants over the football team.
Oh, okay.
Raiders or Hawks and Bills. Told you how I feel about the Bills. I feel like they're the 6-2, but not really sold on them. They can prove me wrong. They beat the Seahawks. Then it's like, okay, maybe I got to stop sleeping on them. Josh Allen has a big arm. Stephon Diggs is one of the top leading receivers as well. He's having a good year. Obviously, Seattle's secondary is not the best, but they do get Jamal Adams back. But told you who I had for MVP was Russ. Told you who I think the best receiver in the league is. I'm going with Seattle. Raiders and Chargers. Like the kid Herbeasy, but I don't see them winning this one. The Chargers, that's somebody who finds ways to lose game, the Chargers. And not even because of Herbert, because he's doing most he can do, but it's just, then you just got rid of Desmond King. It's just like, you need to get him defense, not take away. But I got the Raiders. Dolphins and Cards. Sorry, Dolphins fans. Sorry, guys. This week, I picked you last week. Hopefully, you can make me a liar, but Kyler Murray, I'm going to Cardinals in this one. I'm sorry, guys. Don't disown.
People can't forget they beat the Seahawks a few weeks ago. So
yeah,
one of the top NFC teams.
Steelers and Cowboys. I don't even know who their quarterback is that's starting. Don't
Gilbert.
Doesn't matter, honestly. But I will say this, because we have a tendency over the years to play down to opponents. As long as we don't do that and just go into this game with the mindset that I have, that we're just gonna blow them out the water. If the team doesn't think that, if they just come in there and take them serious, they should blow them out the water. But if they go out there and play down to their level, then that's where room for upset happens. But Pittsburgh by a lot. Saints and Bucks. That Giants game showed me something. Tampa. You guys got to show me that. I don't know. I don't know if the Giants just had a good game plan or that's just a team y'all match up bad against, but I'm going with the Saints.
Uh-huh.
And this has to be the best Monday night
football
I've ever
yes, sir.
seen.
The best.
Patriots versus the Jets. I'll be tuned into this one, glued to my seat. But yeah, definitely not trusting the Jets or Adam Gase. Cam, get it right, because if you lose this one, it's done. It's done, Cam. I'm sorry, you lose this one. At all teams, you lose to the Jets. But yeah, I'm going with the Pats.
Dunzo.
All right, Spence.
Right. Now for my pickers. Now, before I do this, I have a new lucky charm. So let me put that on before anything else. All right. Oh man. Pittsburgh Vick, please help me with this. All right, so here we go. So for the Texans and Jags, Vic, you better hope I lose this week, because if I win this week, you're going to see this in Pickems a lot more. Anyways, you better hope I lose this week, because I win and I call this my lucky charm. Oh man, it's going to be hard. Anyway, Texas and Jags. Texas 2. So this is win number 2. So Texas should win this one. So I'm picking the Texans. Giants in DC. I do like Daniel Jones, but I think DC is hungry now that it's in a conference that they might have a chance to actually be number 2 after today. Because once Dallas lose, and if they win this game, they'll be number 2. And they haven't been number 2 in a while. So I think they should. I think they're really hungry to get it. So I'm gonna pick the football team on this one. I'm gonna pick Washington football team.
Actually, just as a correction, DC is in second place because they beat the Cowboys head to head.
Oh yeah, that's right. So they're already number 2. They're trying to get number 1.
That was the first time I picked the Washington football team, and they won.
You're right. Well, they're trying to get number 1, so definitely going with the football team. Number 3, Ravens versus Colts. I got Ravens. Easy said and done. I got Ravens. Now here's the one I've been stuck on: Lions and Vikings. Now, I want to say Vikings because of Cook had an amazing game, and I believe they're going to utilize the run a little bit more since he's back. But I have a feeling that the Vikings will just have a boof moment and just boof everything.
When Kirk Cousins is your quarterback.
Yeah, and he does boof a lot.
You never know.
You're right. You're right, because we thought they were trying to boof against the Packers and they whooped the Packers. I'm gonna trust Patricia. I'm going Lions. I believe, I think the Lions should come out with this. Galladay is still going, Swift is still playing, Hawkinson still producing. So I believe that they would pull out this win. Bears and Titans. Vic, I don't know what you're talking about. Because the last time I checked, the Bears lost to the Saints by a kick. And I guess you didn't watch that. Was it Monday night? Or was it Thursday night? It was one of those.
It was
one of those.
What was it? Oh, wasn't it Sunday night?
It was one of those nights.
But
because I know.
Did y'all forget?
Forget about what?
The Titans did just beat did just get beaten by the Cincinnati Bengals.
But do you realize that the Bears have lost 2 games in a row by teams that are still not even close to the division? Like, yes, the Saints, yes. But the Saints game, they had the win. The other game, if they would have just kicked like field goals against the Rams, if they just kick field goals and then just not going to goal lines and not do anything, they might win. They might have won that game as much time they're in the red zone. So, yeah.
You're making a case for the Bears, though, that they could be better than what they are.
They could be. But for this one, they're not. So I'm picking the Titans.
Okay. All right.
I'm picking the Titans on this one.
It's your take. You're wrong, but, you know.
How's it my take and all wrong? Remember, all takes are valid. Anyways, moving on. Panthers and Chiefs. Panthers and Chiefs. I'm picking the Chiefs. Once again, I don't think the Panthers is going to lay down. C-Mac is back, so they're going to get him going. I say this is by a kick. I think this is going to be a kick win. I don't think it's going to be a 10-point deficit. I think it's a kick win. Something tells me it's going to be a kick win, but I'm still picking Chiefs. Seahawks and Bills. I'm picking Seahawks. I don't think Josh Norman can handle DJ Metcalf. I don't think DK Metcalf. I don't think he has it. I think he's going to.
Josh Norman is out this game, but it's Tre'Davious White that he's off against. So,
but is he gonna stick him or is he gonna stick Lockett though?
Yeah. Which one he's gonna stick? Because he has to stick one of them. He can't stick both of them.
He's primarily sticking the number one receiver, which
is Tyler.
Yeah, which would be Lockett.
Yeah. So
DK.
So whoever's sticking DK have a long day.
It's gonna be a long day. But I'm picking Seahawks. Broncos and Falcons. I'm gonna pick Broncos. Yeah, Falcons haven't really shown me anything crazy. Sure, you beat Carolina, which is in your division, so it's a good win, but yeah, y'all still gotta show me something. Raiders versus Chargers. I have to pick the Raiders. I want to pick the Chargers, but the Chargers just find new ways to just blow the game. Just new ways to blow the game. I don't know how.
Yeah, I think they have 3 on the season, 17-point leads that they blew already this year. So
just blew them out the window.
At all.
No.
They're the new Atlanta.
Yeah, which is sad. Steelers and Cowboys. I am picking the Steelers.
No,
just like my lucky charm here. Saints and Bucks. Okay, so here's the thing about that. Saints and Bucks. I feel like Sean Payton's like if time comes we might activate them or not. Don't listen to that. He's gonna activate them. This is a game. This is. Hey, we got this one's gonna take over everything. So we got to. So expect players we don't know. Maybe they'll start. Maybe they'll play on by ear. No, they starting. You're gonna see them dress up. You're gonna see them on the field. It's this. But for me, even though they win the skin of the teeth, I'm still picking the Saints. I'm still picking Drew Brees. All right. The most exciting Monday Night Football that I can think of. What am I saying? Man.
Is there a shred of hope that you may be picking the Jets?
No. No, I'm picking the Pats. No. I had, but I'm like, nah. Cam has to win this game. If Cam don't win this game, it's over for this boy. He has to win this game. So I'm picking Pats. And the one that everybody probably thought I was going to miss. It's the Dolphins and Cardinals. Yes, it's Kyle Murray, Hopkins, Buda Baker's on that side, and everything. But for Spencer Reese, I'm picking the Fins. I'm picking the Fins. Win or lose, I'm going to pick the Fins. I believe it. Is it going to be easy? Heck no. But if we do come out and win, I think it should put us in playoffs contentions. I'm just saying. But I'm picking the Fins on this one. And those are my take, gentlemen. Hopefully my new lucky charm here will help me grasp the victory.
Weren't they in playoff contention as is? Last I checked.
I mean, they're just Miami. They're just outside, but
they're just outside.
They're outside. Okay.
Yeah, they're outside
of it.
But this one gives a little push.
Then again, like the Bills, if they lose, they're right on their trail. So if the Bills lose to Seattle and Miami does pull this off, they're right there, and they still got to play each other one more time.
They need the Browns to lose. They need the Colts to lose. The Colts are 5-2. The Browns are 5-3. So them losing, they'll definitely help the Raiders. They need them to lose, but that doesn't look likely. But you never know. We've had a lot of upsets this past week, and as y'all stated, the Bills, yeah, they definitely need them to lose.
Definitely. But I am going for the Fins on this one, gentlemen.
All right.
And those are my pick 'em.
Well, it's not going to get you the winning ticket, but
hopefully with this, I hopefully this will be my saving grace. I'm telling you, Vic, if I win, you're going to see this more often. I'm just saying.
You just do it every week, please.
nah, man. We got to bring it out every once in a while. So this is once, and we'll bring it back some other time. But if Trey, if I win this week, you're going to see this more often.
Oh, I guess we won't because I'm gonna win. So
if not, you'll see every here and there.
Did you guys have any parting words?
Vic, you got anything?
I just want to give out a shout out to the Miami Hurricanes getting that dub yesterday. It was a long battle. It looked like the Canes were going to lose that one, but they had a strong fourth quarter, which they allowed a total yards of six yards, -4 rushing. And defense stepped up big time. I don't know what was going on that game. It was a big ass shootout. Excuse my language. It was a big shootout, and De'Aaron King, he had a heavy heart.
Touchdowns, 530 yards. That boy ball.
He had a heavy heart. His roommate back when I believe he was in Houston, he was shot and killed. So he definitely was playing with him and with his closest friend and roommate at the time, well, ex-roommate at the time, on his mind. And also he lost his dad early in February. So his emotions were wild. But again, it was a big win for the Canes. And shout out to that boy Carlton Davis. Go ahead and strap it up this weekend. You know what you did last time with New Orleans when you played against the wide receiver for New Orleans, Michael Thomas. Lock him up again. Let's get this dub. D White, all them boys on defense. Let's get it. We in Ray J. You already know what it is. Go ahead, Spence.
Well, let me get fan interaction on this one. So there's rumors in the NBA that the 76ers are thinking about getting James Harden. So I was wondering, for the fans that's watching, who do you think would that be a good trade? And if so, who would y'all trade for James, to be honest with you?
Oof. That's tough. I would think Ben Simmons has to be part of that trade.
And I would think if I'm the Houston Rockets, I say get out of my face, get off my phone. Ben Simmons for James Harden?
No. I'm trading my shooter for a non-shooter. Nah, bro. Nah, bro.
You're gonna have two non-shooters, even though Russell Westbrook, he can shoot at times, but he's streaky. He's real streaky.
No.
For the most part, Ben Simmons, your firstborn child, 10 years of first round draft pick. Like, I'm not doing that if I'm Houston.
Yeah.
But that could be another topic for another time, gentlemen. You know how this goes. So look, at the end of the day, you don't have to agree. You can disagree. But at the end of the day, all takes are valid. All right, boys.
Yes, sir.